welcome back to the Crafty Poppet Crochet Podcast. My name is Asa Marie, and this is my podcast all about crochet and other little tiny bits of craft here and there, things that I would like to do, but probably crochet will remain the focus because I'm addicted to crochet and it will always come first. So even though I'm interested in cross stitch and learning how to knit one day eventually, crochet will always take over because it's so addictive to me. So this is my little corner of the internet where I share with you all of my crochet adventures. And if you want to follow me on Facebook, I have a Facebook page, The Crafty Poppet. I do post things, other crafty things on there of interest. I'm The Crafty Poppet on Pinterest. I am, where else? Instagram. I have an Instagram page. I am at The Crafty Poppet on there. I do have a WordPress blog, but I need to start that up again with a little bit more of a crochet focus. So that is what I'm going to do. That is the plan. It has been dormant for a while, but that is something that's coming up in the future. This is episode 4. Welcome back, everybody. And thank you, a big thank you to all of my new subscribers that have come over from a recommendation by Summer from Summer's Tips and Stitches, and thank you so much, Summer, for your generous shout out. I really appreciate that, and I hope that all my new subscribers will find something that they like in this podcast. So thank you very much. I had a big jump in subscriber numbers. I think in my last episode I actually said I had 26 subscribers, and now I believe I have 79 or 80 subscribers, so that was a big jump. So thank you everybody for clicking on that subscribe button. I hope that I talk about some things that you enjoy. Today I've got lots and lots of things for you. I have got some finished objects. I have got works in progress, Stashquisitions. I have got some new designs that I want to talk about because I feel like everyone is designing right now. So a little bit of a crochet community section. I need to think of a name for that, but I'm noticing that everyone is designing right now, so that needs to be spoken about. I have some thank yous to send out. I have got some crochet alongs I want to talk about, and that's very exciting. And then I've got some shout outs and some maker plans. And depending on how we go for time, what I would like to do is either insert a section about how to fix single crochet that has become broken around a neckline. I have a Spotting Clouds top that has had some wear from being hung up, and it has obviously had some friction on the hanger. In hindsight, I should never have hung it up for as long as it was hung up, and now it's being folded up, as have all of my other crochet tops, to stop that wear and tear from happening. However, getting back to the point, I will either insert a section on how to fix that in this podcast, or I will do a separate video on it at a later date. Because today is going to be 38 degrees here in Australia, and, well, in my little part of Australia. I'm from Lismore in New South Wales, which is just about 2 hours south of the border between New South Wales and Queensland on the east coast. So it's going to get really hot. Yeah, 38 degrees Celsius is ridiculous. Why does it need to be that hot? That's hot. So we are going, that is myself and my husband, are going to go to the mall and be in the aircon for a little while. That will be nice because we don't have aircon in our apartment, which is crazy. And we'll probably come back with another fan, I imagine. Something like that. But enough rambling. I will get straight into it with some finished objects, which I left over there. How annoying. They are right over there on my blocking station. I won't bother turning it off. It'll take me 2 seconds to go and grab them. There we are. Okay. First of all, I have the Chevron Peaks Slouchy Beanie. Oh, that's coming out really well on camera. That's exactly how it looks. The colour is exact. And I'm super stoked with this make. I just used some 8-ply acrylic or DK. The pattern was a dream. It is by, excuse me, I did 2 patterns at the same time, both by ladies called Jennifer. I'll just flip through my little, I've got a wad of things to show today. I think, is it Jennifer Pionk? I don't remember. Oh, I didn't, that's sensible of me, I didn't staple it. So this one is by, that's the pattern. I believe this one was free. A Crocheted Simplicity. Her name isn't on the pattern. Did I write it down? Ah, I wrote it on my notes. Jennifer Pionk, I was correct. And I don't know if I'll risk putting it on. I love it. I really love it. It was made... Oh, I forget the hook size. So she calls for light worsted. Yeah, so that'd be like... DK, wouldn't it? So, which is known as 8-ply here in Australia. Did I use a 4mm hook? I really must get better with my pattern notes and putting them on my Ravelry page as I go. I tend not to do that because I get so in the zone with crochet projects. Does anybody else have that problem? Then again, I don't even really consider it much of a problem. I like to get in the zone when I do a crochet project, and I don't want to take breaks and write notes. But I really want to start recording these types of things because it says on here a 4mm hook and a 5mm hook. Using the 4mm hook. You do the hat band. And then for the body of the hat you do the 5mm hook. I think I followed it. I think I followed it because I feel like if I deviated from the pattern that would stick out to me, I would remember it. And it's worked continuously in a spiral, and I was concerned that you would be able to see like a jog. You know how in some amigurumi where there's a change of colours, and because it's in a spiral you can see that it doesn't match up. I wouldn't have been able to live with that, but not in this. Oh yeah, is that it? Yep. This is the, I keep losing it. This is the hatband seam here. You can see it in the height from that one to that one. But otherwise it's pretty good. You can't really tell. And especially not when it's on your head. And even if someone does notice it, they're not going to actually come up to you and be like, excuse me, but there's a jog in that chevron design. I really think you should have matched it up better. Who's going to do that? You'd have to be a bit of a doofus, wouldn't you? Can you imagine if someone actually did and just be like, right, okay then, thanks for that. I love it. It was a really great make. I really enjoyed it, and it's slouchy. Now it needs to be blocked a fair bit because it's acrylic. I washed a hat I made for my sister, no, for my niece, the Firefly Slouchy hat. Was that by Maria Bittner? I feel like it was. In my last episodes I've mentioned that. And I just did that in acrylic because she's only 13, so I thought she doesn't want the responsibility of needing to wash it specially. And you know, at 13, whether you'd even be allowed access to the laundry, to, you know, wash your own things, I don't know. Some families may allow that, some families might, so I wasn't sure about that, so I thought I'll just make it in acrylic, and then that way she can just toss it in the washing basket along with all of her other things as and when she needs to. And then I thought, you know what, I think I'm going to do the same for my dad, and this is a pattern for my dad, a hat for my dad for Christmas, so that needs to be blocked and sent ASAP. I have made him woolen things in the past, and he just doesn't know how to wash wool, does he? He wrung it. I've made him a woolen hat in the past, and he wrung it out, and it's so stretched and weird and wonky looking. I thought, I'm not doing wool again for you. So that's that one. Excuse me, my voice is kind of croaky, isn't it? I'll just have a sip of water. And by sip, apparently I mean 2 huge gulps. Okay. And so this is the next one that I was getting confused with is by, just put that over there now I'm done with it, a lady called Jennifer Dickerson. If I can ever find... Oh, I didn't print out the pattern. Jennifer Dickerson is, of course, the lady behind Fiberflux. And she designed the Everyman scarf. I did alter this. And I actually did put my alterations on my Ravelry page so that you can see how I altered it. But it's extremely similar to her version. I believe my first thought was to alter it because I was doing a smaller yarn. Hers was a bit chunkier. But I quite like how that sits. I think it's quite, you know, it's trendy, there's a little, you know, a little pop of colour. It's not too much, it's not too bright, but it adds interest. And again, it is acrylic, so it does need to be washed. I am going to have to find some fabric softener just to soften it up a little bit. It's the way the pattern goes that it's smooth on that side, and then you have texture on that side with these ridges. And those colours are coming up pretty true. And they are all just, again, 8-ply acrylic. It's not such terrible acrylic that you don't want it next to you. But it does want a little softness. So they are my two finished objects. So I'm really happy with the way that they turned out, and I hope that Dad likes them for his Christmas gift. He lives in England because that's where I'm from originally. So of course that makes a lot more sense than me making him a hat and a scarf. If he was to be living in Australia, that would be totally unsuitable. As you can see, we're already having 38-degree days, so yes. Alright, so that explains that. Next, I think go on to some works in progress because I'm really excited about these. And I have been swatching. I guess I will start off with, because I showed you a red swatch in episode 3. And here it is. This is my red swatch for the Janelle Cardigan, and that is by, oh, I forgot to mention, the Everyman Scarf is also a free pattern on Ravelry by Jennifer Dickerson of Fibre Flux. And it's super easy. I would recommend it for a beginner. I think it's super easy. The Chevron Peaks Slouchy hat, I think you'd want to be at least an adventurous beginner. Yes, just because it's got working in the round, working in a spiral. So you want to be able to keep track of the beginning of your row, and it's got a slightly different stitch involved. Yes. So, back to Works in Progress. Works in Progress, this was the swatch I made using 4 Seasons Stallion. This is 8-ply yarn that I picked up from Spotlight. This is the wine colourway. Can you see the texture? There it is. So these are linked. Twice. These are linked double triples in UK terminology, and what would that be in US? I think linked trebles, I guess, in US terminology. And it basically produces a fabric that is not unlike working in very short rows of Tunisian crochet. So it's a little bit slow to produce, but very enjoyable nonetheless. And I have been working that pattern from this book by Dora Orenstein, Top Down Crochet Sweaters. I really have been enjoying this book. There is some errata, however, in a few of the patterns, but you can access a link via story.com, storey.com, and it lists, and that's the name of the publisher, and it lists all of the books that they've produced that have errata, and you just click on the book title and it takes you right to it, and so that has been corrected on there. So that's been helpful. So that's the red one that I did, which is actually a little heavier than the one that, than the yarn it uses in the pattern. And this one is this lovely icy blue. Can you see the, nope, because that's back to front. See the texture. And this one is lovely, but a little bit lighter than the one that she uses in the pattern. The one that she uses in the pattern is basically a 50-50 acrylic cotton. I don't know what this is because I got it from an op shop. I got lots of it from an op shop. I'm sure there would be enough for the pattern, but it didn't have ball bands on it. I feel like it's a mix of merino and acrylic, something like that. And this one is completely acrylic, and again this is a bit thicker. But I decided that I wanted to go with, oh, this is the, here we are, what's this? Stallion, 4 Seasons, 8 ply. I decided to go with that, and my reasoning behind making a cardigan out of a thick yarn coming into summer is because people will turn the aircon on at work, won't they? Goodness me, and it's freezing, really cold. So I needed something to cover up with when that happens. And this is what I've got so far. I have been a busy bee. Look how much I've done. And it's got this beautiful curl. It's a bit crumpled because it's been in my bag. But I really love that, and I wonder if I can just flip to the right page for you to see. Can I show you? I can maybe show you that picture. Can you see that? Yeah. You know, that's pretty much it. So that's really nice. I don't know if that gives you a really clear indication. That might give you a better indication. That one. And so you can see how it's got this lovely curl on the edge. It's supposed to do that. My voice is really croaky. I guess I don't talk that much. I'm a pretty quiet person. Ooh, I'm loving this. It's a little high here, but that will block. And I already changed that. Oh my god, how much do I love this? I need to get this finished. And that's going to stretch out. And actually it will still be quite light. It's not as thick. What is that? Can you see that? What's that? I missed one. No! I'm going to have to rip that back. I'm not going to be... Damn it. Don't you hate things like that? See, there's no way that I can fix that from here. Not like with knitting where you can just ladder. I can't ladder. I mean, I could probably fudge it pretty well, but the thing is, I will always know. I will always know. Damn it. Oh well. I will do that and it won't take that long. Who am I kidding? It will. This is 1, 2, 3 rows of Tunisian crochet. Basically, I really like the way that that's fitting, and it is actually draping. That's going to be a lovely cardigan. I did have to alter the underarms. These parts here, as you can see, that's quite long. it wasn't that long in the pattern. It was only, so I did 17 chains from here to here. I had to, because it was just too tight. It was all the way up here. It was crazy. I'm doing the small size. Let's have a look. Janelle, that's what I want. Janelle Cardigan to use. So I'm doing the small size, and that will yield a bust of 38 inches and 1/4. But in the dimensions, it doesn't actually tell you what is the underarm going to be. And I mean, a lot don't, so that's fair enough, I suppose. But in the pattern, it had me only do, I think, 5 chains under the arm, and it was just not long enough. I was all like this. So I increased and increased and increased, and I kept trying on, and it was all crazy, and nothing worked until I got to 17. So 17 it was. And that means that I had, obviously then I had too many stitches for the rows that I would then be on following that underarm pattern. So I just thought, rather than decreasing then, because that will cause odd shapes to occur, what I will do is simply keep it the same. I'll just work straight after having done the 17 on the underarms, and then you work, because it's top down, so you do the yoke, you join with the chains. I did the 17 chains, and then I'll work straight back and forth until I get to such a point where it then becomes appropriate for me to increase to reach the stitch count in the pattern. And so what I'm doing is I'm just going to work straight until row 9, and on row 9 I will just increase 3, and then I will get the stitch pattern. And so what I did was, on row 9 I increased on one edge here, right there at the beginning, in the middle of the back, and then right here on the other edge, and then I can follow the increases in the pattern as it dictates. Obviously this also affects the sleeves, and on the sleeves what I'm going to do to rectify having too many stitches, I may just be able to continue in the size that I have now created, and I may need to do that because it would have been a very small sleeve with only the 5 chains. So if I now decrease to meet what is in the pattern, that may be making it too small. So we'll have to see. If I need to, the maths that I have worked out from having the 17 chains under the arm means that I will decrease 7 on the first row, and then on the second row I'll work it straight. I'll decrease 6 on row 3, and then I will follow the pattern, because that will make me merge neatly into what the pattern was. I suspect that I will need to make the arms bigger, but I'll put all of those notes on my Ravelry page because I've already written them out, so that will be nice and easy. So I'll just try and fold this up a bit neater than I just did. I can't believe there's a hole in it. Ah, that is so annoying. Oh well. Life. that does happen. Next, I do have another work in progress. And for this one I swatched a lot. And it's also from Top Down Crochet Sweaters. And it is the Chloe cardigan. Excuse me. Seem to have a little. Here we go. That's a good page to show you. That is the Chloe cardigan. I really love the drape. I like the yarn that they used in that. Excuse me. There we are. And so, I was swatching and swatching and swatching. And first I tried this blue one. I still haven't got that frog out of my throat. I'm so sorry. Excuse me 1 second. Hopefully now it's gone. Yes, it seems to have gone. Okay, there we are. Alright, so I was swatching. Isn't that a gorgeous blue? Goes with my eyes. And I do like it. But then I thought, do I want that whole cardigan in blue, just blue? This is the right weight of yarn that they used. So, you know, and it's nice and swishy and drapey and fun. And I thought, you know, oh look, that's nice. And that's where it ended. It goes with my eyes. Actually, the blue one there was the second one that I did. And then, oh my god, the croaky voice. How many times have I coughed now? I'm so sorry. That must be so annoying. I'm really sorry. I have to talk to more people so that I'm used to... Who am I kidding? That's not going to happen. This is the first one that I did, and it's the green. As you can see, it's slightly heavier. I still really like it. Really nice. It's not as floaty and airy, and I kind of wanted that. Even when you sort of stretch it out, it's just not. It's not there. Colour's gorgeous. Really nice. Gosh, it's getting hot already. And then again it's 10 past 11, so I'm not surprised actually it's getting hot. I think this episode's going to be called The One with the Croaky Voice. This is the one that I decided to go with. Is that upside down? It's upside down. I think I went with this one because it is a bit stretchier. So it's going to block out a bit area. A bit more like that. And I don't know if you can actually see, but it does have you can't see the sparkles. That might just be on here that you can't see the sparkles. Maybe on the TV screen it will be okay, because I've noticed that before on my camera. I've said, oh, that colour's not coming out right, but then when I play the podcast on my TV screen later on, I'm like, it's totally fine on this monitor. So it might just be on the monitor that's on my camera. I really have to go and sort out my croaky throat. I don't know what's happening to me. I think it's just that I don't really talk this much. Okay, give me a second. Okay, I'm back again, and hopefully the frog has gone. I really hope so. I don't know. Okay. I hope I'm not getting sick or something. That would be a really annoying thing. I don't want to get sick when it's this hot. I have to have a cup of tea or something. Antioxidants. And that is the wrong whip bag. Okay. Here. I'll put it on. This is a little bag I made. Isn't it cute? Really like that. Ooh, I could use it today as a handbag. Oh, that goes with my dress. I might have to do that. And so this is how far I've got. You know, seeing as I don't talk that much, this might just be how I sound. I might have forgotten. I have one of those jobs where I don't really have to talk that much. Okay. And so this is what I've got so far. Oh, my hair is not going to help because it's long. This must be the 7th time that I have done the yoke. Oh, it goes well with this dress. Everything goes with the dress. And obviously this is unblocked, and then so blocked, it will open up. Now it does have sparkle. Can you not see that sparkle? It's only a little bit of sparkle, but it is there. Promise. Oh well, and that's sort of why I chose it, because it made it a bit Christmassy. But it's also a neutral, so that it can be worn with lots of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that being done. I do think that's going to be nice. I hope it's not going to be too fussy, although that does seem to suit me, like that. But I kind of want it to open up more than that. But of course it's probably not going to, because it's cotton and it's a bit thicker than the pattern calls for, although that's quite a lot of it. We'll see. I'll do a bit more of it before I decide if I'm going to commit, I think. And then, because that's the contender, I would think, is because it's so much more open. But when it's against other things, it's going to look not that much different from what I've got. And I do like this yarn because, as I say, it does have sparkle in it, even though you can't see it. I promise it's there. So I'm really enjoying that. You do have to use stitch markers. I didn't think that you really needed to, but you can just miss the corner and miss your increase and not notice for a while, like I did. So this must be the 6th or 7th edition of the collar part of the yoke that I have done, purely because I missed an increase. And I was like, why isn't that working? What is going on? Why are the two sides different shapes? And so that was from yarn that it's this yarn. It is Urban Basics. And I got this whole big bag for $10 from the lady who works at my local craft shop, my local Lincraft. Unfortunately, her grandma passed away, but so she was selling all her grandma's stash, and so she had stashed some of this, and I thought, yes please. So I have one more work in progress. And this is a bit of a thank you as well. This is a huge, huge thank you to the lovely Michelle from @Malobo on Instagram for sending me a copy of her Trelawny Shawl. Isn't that gorgeous? And what a lovely picture. And so she's used a Herpes whirl. The one that everyone calls sheepsies. I believe it's pronounced Herpes. And you say it's one of those sounds. But yeah, Herpes. I watched, is it Carmen or Carmel? Carmen from the New Leaf podcast. She is actually Dutch, which helps when you want Dutch pronunciations. And so this is what I've got. It's so bright and yellow. I want to do this as a bit of a cover-up, not only for the aircon at work, but for car arm. It's getting very brown. It's very, very brown. It's browner than that one. So yeah, I need to protect that arm, otherwise I'm going to get problems and that won't be fun. It is a granny shawl, a granny stitch shawl, and I had the fabulous idea the other night. I don't know why it took me until I've done this much to realise. I'm going to put tassels on it. It's going to have tassels. So I never really explained. Michelle from @Malobo Makes on Instagram, she did a little competition for everyone that favourited it on Ravelry, and she just did luck of the draw, and I won that. So thank you very much, Michelle. I really appreciate that you did that. I'm really enjoying your pattern. It's very easy to follow. Seriously, I did about 4 rows, if that, and then I was like, oh, okay, I know what to do now. Don't even need the pattern now. And so it's really nice, relaxing, meditative, flow-inducing, in the zone crochet. Been really enjoying that. It's a good one to take to work. I don't even have to look at it, to be honest, because it's granny stitch. My hair's got all caught into it. Okay, so really loving that. It's going to get tassels. The cotton I am using is all hooked up to crochet hooks. Oh dear. Let's get another ball. It is something that I bought from the op shop, so it is discontinued. It is Patricia Roberts fine cotton. Each skein is 25 grams. Patricia Roberts, 25 grams. 100% cotton, made in England. Fine cotton, 25 grams. Colour, nothing. Dye lot, 4271. We recommend washing in wool light. That's all you get. It's a lovely yellow. It's got a nice twist on it. I quite like that. So I think that this colour is lovely for summer. It is going to go well with summer dresses. Okay, so sorry about that. My camera just cut out because my memory card is so small it does not fit much on there. And I think that was about the 45-minute mark. So I better move swiftly on. just by saying I was just, I think I was on the point where I was just saying this is nice and drapey for summer. It's going to, I think it's going to work really well, and that I'm super appreciative of Michelle who ran the little giveaway. I think that's really special, and thank you so much. Isn't it nice, the things that you weren't planning on making but then that come up because of little things like that. I've just dropped the yarn. Okay, so I'll pop that away, and that is my last active work in progress to show. So that means I can move straight on. I was going to do thank yous, however I said thank you at the beginning of the episode instead to everybody who came over from Summer's Tips and Stitches, and a massive huge thank you to Summer herself for giving me that shout out. I really appreciate that. And so I did that one. Then we can go on to, there's some crochet alongs happening right now that I wanted to talk about, because I really feel like they're in really sort of just like on the same wavelength as my thinking right now. I really want to be focusing on the things that I have and using up my stash. As you can see, this is a 6 cube, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cube shelf. I have a bookshelf which is 3 tiers underneath that, so 1, 2, and then one that you can't see underneath this one with the wrong way, purple and yellow cotton there. Next to that over here, you might be able to do a funky little trick here. I'll get this little camera out as well and you might be able to see. Let's have a look. Da, 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 da. Can you see? There's one just there hiding behind the door. Can you see that little sliver of it? There's my bookshelf. There's me. But then here, yeah, there's 2 more cubes right there. So that's the bottom cube. If I point down here, 2, 4, and then 6, and then that is the beginning of another cube that goes there. I have one behind the door as I just showed you, and then over here, I don't know if this one's going to get picked up. You can just see the top of it under the desk. I'll just show you like this so that I don't bodge up the camera angle. So you can see the top of it. How do I do that? Get in this camera. Here. You can see the 1, 2, 3 cubes. So I've got a lot of stash. I really want to focus on using up my stash and focusing on what I have. And so these crochet alongs go hand in hand with that, because they are all whip alongs and things like the hashtag Love Your Stash Cal, and that is going to be run by Hannah from the Cozy Cottage Crochet Podcast from the 25th of December to the end of February next year. There is currently though the hashtag Cal Whip finish line that being held by Crochet Luna. There is the hashtag Stashmas 2018 being held by the Corner of Craft. There is the hashtag Whipvember being held by Love Charlie. And there is also, I'll just consult my notes, talk from Catherine of Crafternoon Treats of a finish along 2019 that's going to run the entire span of the year. So, that's really in line with where I am right now. I'm really excited to focus on what I have, finish my WIPs, and use my stash. I'm really excited about that. And I was very good. And I sat down. I have a really big box that I think I will get it out next time and show you. And I can just get this little camera out again and I can show you a little sneak peek. There it is. This is the offender. This big box right here, right on top there. That one. This box contains no less than all of these, all of these, all of these, and some of these. And yes, that says 41. And of course, I don't have my I feel like there's something on here that I don't have. I don't think I have my Janelle Cardigan. Oh, I do have my Janelle Cardigan, the Trelawny Shawl, the Chloe cardigan. It is actually up to date. I do have all of my WIPs on there. 41. 41 WIPs. So we'll need to talk about that next time. And I think I'll go through all of my WIPs and see what I can do to mend and make do, take them in a new direction, frog them and salvage the yarn, turn it into something new, or just simply finish it. Because there's normally always a silly reason for not having finished things, like, oh, I don't have that size safety eyes. You know, go and get the safety eyes and finish the darn project. So that was crochet alongs that I'm interested in taking part in, because I think it's really good to finish your things and give yourself those wins. I don't think it does to dwell on projects that you have, not dwell necessarily, but it just may not be, I feel like for me at least, it's not, I need to start finishing these things now. I don't know, does that make any sense? I need to finish these things and give myself, I need to give myself the win from finishing them. I'm struggling to say it in any other way. Now, there is going to be a 40-second bit, because the wonderful Rosina from the Zines and Roger Crochet Podcast, vlogcast, Zines and, what is she? Zines and Roger vlogcast? She says vlogcast, but I don't know that she writes that in her titles. You know what I mean. Anyway, she had a 5k subscriber giveaway and the Crafty Poppet got called. Yay! I'm so excited that I won. And this is what I chose. I chose her Emergence of Spring Filet Wrap. And I cannot wait to get started on that. I'm going to do it in cotton. It's going to be another thing that I can drape over my shoulders in the aircon, or to prevent me from getting a sunburnt car arm, or when I'm walking around the community for work, I'm a support worker in town, so I do tend to walk around a lot and access the community with people whom I support, and I need something to cover my shoulders. My shoulders do burn easily, and I need to be a bit sun smart, especially when it's, things like 38 degrees. So this is going to be perfect. I really can't wait to get started on that. It's beautiful. Thank you so much, Rosina, for running that giveaway. I'm so appreciative. I'm so excited to be making your pattern. So that is that. I think that might segue nicely into some Stashquisitions. I did buy some things recently. Just patterns. Little things. Because my I don't know, not newfound appreciation for the things that I have, but just recognizing and really realizing that I already have a lot of things and stuff. Just really sank in hard. Like I feel like I kind of realized a bit of a home truth or something. It hit home. I've got a lot of things, and I want to be more appreciative for the things that I have and use them and be aware of what I have and mindful of the things that I have rather than coveting too much other stuff. And that doesn't just go for buying all the yarn all the time, but in all of my op shopping habits, because living is pretty cheap when there are 9, 10 op shops in town. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get a lot of things. You really don't. So I just thought, I'm gonna hold off a little bit on my spending habits, and I'm just going to look at other areas where I can maybe purchase things that might be more useful, be a bit more considered in what I'm buying. And so I ended up buying some patterns to make with my stash. I found this guy. This is Basil the Hare by Laura Taylor of the Stitch Tower. Now she also did Galahad the Dragon, which is a dragon that Clarissa Beth from, I've just blanked on her name, Crochet Cakes podcast. I love that podcast. Clarissa Beth made about 3 or 4 of the Galahad the Dragon. Really great pattern, so I was pleased to see that it was by her, because it just makes you feel comforted, doesn't it, when you find something, you realise that somebody else, that same someone that you're buying a pattern from, i.e. this, also did another one that you know really well and that looked really good, and you're comforted by that. It's cool. So I'm really looking forward to making this little guy, Basil the Hare. I also found Shaun the Sheep. Isn't he funny? He looks so great. This is by Cherry Berry Crochet. And I did make the smallest start on both of these, but it's just like a few rows on each, so it's not really worth showing you. And then I found some funky earrings, crochet earring patterns. There you go, you can see that, I think. Little triangle ones, and then these are hexagons. And these weren't very much money at all. And while, you know, it wouldn't take much to figure out how this is done, it's nice to support makers in their pattern writing. And I really wanted to see I really wanted to see how the process worked, if it was as I thought. I kind of wanted that confirmation that I was already on the right trail with what I was thinking about how they would be constructed. And I was. So that was comforting. But now, you know, now I have the patterns as well, so I have something to fall back on if I get stuck. So I'm really looking forward to making all of those, and I did do a swatch of, well, I made an earring of these. Now I had, it says a 1.25mm hook. I think I was using a 1.5 and it came up really big. So I think my gauge must have been off, and I think my yarn was too chunky. Even though I was using very small cotton, I'm going to have to be sure to use the right cotton when I do that. And these are both by Amaro. It's AIMARRO.com. But I'll put everything I've spoken about, I'll put in show notes below in the description box. So I think I'm going to have to be really mindful to make these in exactly the weight dictated in the pattern, otherwise they're going to come up enormous. Really happy with those. Now, I've got some other things that I did buy. That I forgot to show you last time in my Stashquisitions. So it was such a bumper Stashquisitions episode that I forgot about these two things. I found this book called The New Crewel, and it is all about how to do crewel embroidery. You know, like this old stuff. But all, you know, reinvented. And so she's got all of these funky designs. And this all reminded me of kind of like mark making that you see in like artist books. But it's done with this beautiful crewel embroidery yarn. I really like the designs that she's come up with. There were some trees, and then she did, like, this is, you know, embellishing a skirt. Upcycling is definitely something that I'm interested in doing. I got a lot of clothes from the op shop, so I really want to, you know, add edgings or just embellish and be able to do that. I like just making something you own a little bit more. And putting these on cards, that's what I would like to do with these. That really leaped out at me. These nice cards. So that's The New Crewel, and that is by Catherine Shaughnessy. And I got that from the op shop for $3. So score on that one, really happy with it. And then I've got this lovely tapestry of these, I think they're blue tick birds, aren't they? Really, really cute. It is the Penelope Needlework Tapestry. I got it for $5. Obviously it's very vintage. And this is the, it did come very marginally started on these white bits, that white bit there. But that's the thing. And there was another one in there as well that is not part of the, this one's a bit more started. Rainbow lorikeets on this one. And it's got all of the yarns. So, you know, even if it's missing a few yarns, I've got most of it there, and that'll be a nice picture. I don't think I'll put it in that frame though. I think I'll get a nice big wide white wooden frame and sort of make it all shabby chic. I think I would do that. I picked up some blue corduroy fabric for a bag that I have my eye on making. It was a drawstring sort of sack bag with pockets around the outside that I have. It was in a book that was at work, in the art studio at work. I sometimes work in a supported art studio, and so we have a wide selection of books, and I just took a picture of one of the patterns in there that was from a doll making book, and it was actually for the little dolls to sit in each pocket. Like there were two pockets on the front and 2 pockets on the back, and for like a little kid's bag, and you were to put the dolls in each pocket. There were 2 boy dolls and 2 girl dolls. It was very cute, but I really wanted the bag. It looked very simple to make, and so I picked up some corduroy for the bag, because the bag was done actually in a green corduroy, but I found this and I thought, brilliant, that is what I will do. I found Vintage Santa. How about that? Wrapping paper for 50 cents. And I found some pine cone wrapping paper for 20 cents. Do not need to buy new wrapping paper. That is what I learned from that. This is kind of a Stashquisition, but not really. I found these swatches when I was cleaning up my big box of W.I.Ps. Isn't that pretty? I'm gonna have to do something with that. Look at that design. Isn't that gorgeous? That is so pretty. I love that. Love it. I also found this, and this just makes me so happy. I just want to do more of these squares and make a little blanket. How simple. And I love this bright pink. Really easy, just in colour blocks, bright colours, and it's twisted because this is lighter weight yarn than this. It's not the same weight, and I find that it always twists when it's different weight yarns. So that is what I would change about that. That is Stashquisitions. So that is done. And I think it's almost time to wrap up, but I did have some new designs that I wanted to talk about, and some shout outs, and just a couple of very quick make plans. The new designs that I wanted to talk about and mention are not actually mine, although I do have some new designs in the works. I think next year will be the time for me to be releasing those. But the new designs that I have noticed is that, like, everyone is designing right now, just around the crochet community. Everyone is just designing left, right and centre. It's crazy. So I thought I'd mention a few of those, and I'll write them down in the description box below as well. We have, to start, Laurel from the Dabbling Hook podcast has been going crazy with her designs. She's done the 2-button cowl, which I love. I have to do some of those. The Tory cowl and the fringed cowl. In fact, Laurel from the Dabbling Hook does a lot of craft shows, and there was a lady who came and tried on the fringed cowl in like a beige colour, and it really suited her. She tried on the large one so that it went kind of like, it's almost like a half poncho, where it just goes around the neck, it's skinny at the back of the neck, and then it goes down your front and covers your whole front. And it just looked so good. I really want to have one of those. I also want some weather to be able to wear it. I mean, who am I kidding? I'm never going to be able to wear it where I live, but still, we can dream. Then we have Faye from the Crochet Circle podcast has designed the Aria shawl. I really want one of those. We have Sandra from Cherry Heart has the Frosted Sugar Plum shawl. That is beautiful. I really want to wear it. Emma from Potter and Bloom has recently come out with her Hanging Rock Designs ebook. There are 2 knitted designs in that, but I really want to crochet the balance shawl that she has popped in there because it just looks so simple and so gorgeous. I really want it. Randy from Random Randy's Ramblings has been crocheting up a storm as well, and she has designed the Forest Fairy hood, and she has made a tutorial for that as well. The one that I saw on her podcast that I really liked was kind of like a charcoal grey, and it had lots of neps of colour in it, so I want to do something similar to that, I think. And then Rosina from Zines and Roger has also been crocheting up a storm. She has done a socks tutorial recently. She has made the Harvest Moon shawl, and she's been making corner to corner projects. She's just recently had a corner to corner crochet along, and I guess that's why she's been doing so many corner to corner things. And she's done the zigzag block blanket, or is it ZZ block? I can't remember. I'm not sure. Hannah from the Cozy Cottage Crochet is a prolific designer. She has done recently the Bellatrix shawl, the Falling Ivy shawl, which I have yarn allocated for. I want to make that. She has done the Mirage ponytail hat / cowl, because you can drawstring it to make it into a messy bun hat. And she has recently come out with the Pine Tree cowl as well, which is gorgeous. And I just thought that I have to share all of that because all of the designs are amazing and you should go and make them all. I think I'm going to have to. I don't know how many I'll get through, but I am going to have to. Anyway, just blows me away how beautiful and imaginative our community is. I need to just have a sip of water. It's getting really warm now. I have some shout outs to do next. I have been watching lots and lots of podcasts. I have been watching a lot of Ruthie's Crafting Corner. Obviously her name is Ruth. I have been watching My Puggerful Life Crochet. And Brenda is just lovely. I really loved her autumn, harvest, fall episode where she showed a little family thing going out and doing pumpkin picking and harvest events at like a little fair thing that they had going on. It was all very, very cute. I have been watching a lot of Laurel from the Dabbling Hook and really enjoying her craft shows that she shares. I've been really enjoying the energy of Amy from Brighticus Yarns. She is from England and she dyes her own yarn, and I really love her whole podcast and the energy that she brings to that. It motivates me to want to do more crochet, so I really like that. So thank you all, ladies, for your lovely podcasts. Next I have some maker plans. I think that Oh, funny that I was speaking about pumpkins. I would actually really like to make some pumpkin Christmas tree decorations. We are going to have a pumpkin Christmas this year. Obviously, it's quite hot in Australia, especially in this part of Australia at Christmas time. And we're not going to be having the big roast meal in any case, because my husband and I are vegan. So that wouldn't really work for us. But what does occur a lot in Australia is cold spreads or seafood spreads, things like that, barbecues, stuff like that. Again, they wouldn't really work for us because being vegan, we don't eat those things. However, we were thinking, you can do a lot with pumpkin. So, we know we want to try a pumpkin pie for our dessert. That is firmly on the menu. I'm not sure what main course we're going to go for our Christmas dinner, but it will be pumpkin oriented. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And so I thought that it would be really nice to tie in our pumpkin theme Christmas by making some pumpkins with little faces, just eyes and a mouth, and I'll put some Santa hats on them. I think that would be a really cute idea. I may only get one done. We will see. I'm pretty addicted to my W.I.Ps at the moment. But it shouldn't take too long. And I do have some pumpkin coloured yarn over there that's pretty chunky, so that wouldn't take too long. So that's a bit exciting. So I really also want to, speaking of tree decorations, I'd like to make some pom-poms for the tree this year. I saw a pom-pom book in town that was on sale for only $5. I didn't pick it up at the time, just because I didn't have time for the queue, but I might go and pick that up at some point today. There was one particular pom-pom on there that had a moon in it, and it's the type of pom-poms that you wind the colours in a specific order or way or layer, and then when you cut it, it makes a picture. And so one was white with blue crescent moons. So I think I want to make some of those for the Christmas tree. Other than that, I really focused on my me-made wardrobe, and I would really like to do more cardigans and tank tops. But I also have an urge to try and make crochet socks. After all this talk of crochet socks with the sock-along happening the other month, I now really want to try it, even though I'm not really going to be able to use any socks for another good few months yet. But still, I would like to try them. I've got some new techniques that I would like to try. I would really like to try entrelac and Tunisian crochet. Socks, as I said, I would like to learn how to knit. I don't think that it will stick as much as crochet has. And probably just because although I did technically learn how to knit when I was 9, so I did learn how to knit first, but then I forgot. I didn't carry on with it, so I didn't feed the habit. But I would like to learn how to knit, just because I would, and I'm pretty excited about that. But I do have to make the time for it. I have lots of finishing W.I.Ps plans. That is what I would really like to focus on. I'm focusing on what I have. I'm focusing on my stash, the books that I have, the patterns that are in the books, and using the things that I've already got rather than buying many, many things more. So those are my plans. I think what I might do, because this has been quite a long podcast already, is as to the single crochet being fixed, I am going to have to curb my enthusiasm as to how much content I try and pack into the next podcast, and I'll pop it into that one. I can give you a sneak peek. It's only, you know, if you're quite experienced in crochet already, then you will already know. But this is what has happened. There you can see. And so it is easily fixed. But I thought I would share it nonetheless, so that people who may not be as experienced as some of you can see how I would do it, and if that is a way that you think might suit you, you can use that video for your knowledge. So I think that might be everything, people. Yes, well, thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Crafty Poppet Crochet Podcast. I will be back in a fortnight. I'm going to try my absolute hardest to do fortnightly podcasts. So I can't believe the next one will be number 5 already. Goodness me, it's flying by. So thank you very much for your company. I hope to see you all again next time. And until then, stay crafty. Bye.